All right. Well, I just tried to go live before and then like it cut out on me. And I don't know how well the signal is right now. I know they're actively trying to like block me from going live on the back end. This is their Nazi one world order, okay? Is to own the people that they deem as threats to who they are, which are truth tellers, okay? So, let me see what messages need to get out or how I can clear this energy out of my freaking channel right now. I just see Russian energy all around my freaking channel right now. I don't even know if I'm broadcasting in the US. So if you're in the US, let me know if you're in the US. Because I just see Russians all around my channel right now. There's like a lot of just like really crazy stuff that's happening right now. Like it's just a lot of stuff that is coming to light right now. Okay, so we have some people saying they're US. Let me see if the energies of my channel are shifting at all, because I know they mess with the freaking system. I see like young people, like young cadets, like in my channel right now, like they're working against me on like military facilities, but these guys are young. Like sometimes I wonder if they're even 18, like the ones that I'm seeing. I don't know where they're finding them. I have the tower coming in. They're dressed in white uniform, so I don't know if they're like, I don't know if they're coming in as merchant marines. They feel like they're connected to like Baron Trump. Like that's the energies they like kind of emulate. But they could be like Russian. I don't even know if they're even Americans. But they're like trying to block me from like doing this at like a military facility. It's like they don't want anyone to know our country's under attack. You know, like they want it under wraps. And I'm like trying to freaking like get it out there on the horn, you know, like we're under attack, guys. We're under attack. I'm telling you straight up, we are under attack. So let me see here what other messages are trying to come through. So, you know, there's just a lot of stuff that's happening right now in terms of just who I am and what I am. And every day it feels like people are trying to figure out who I am or who I was in regards to our country and this political stuff going on, and if I'm a military rank or if I'm whatever I am. Like there are people are trying to figure out who I am, and it feels like they're at the same token, okay? There's a whole other group is trying to erase who I am. So it's like, it's really confusing right now. It's like really, really, really confusing. So I'm confused if they're part of the same operation or if there's actually people who are really trying to figure this out. Like I really am confused. But something like really weird is happening to me. Like I can tell you like some strange things are happening to me. One of the really strange things that's happening to me is like I was looking up some stuff the other day. I filmed something around our military and I was just looking up photos. I was trying to just find regular photos around George W. And I did just like a random search. And it just so happened that in one of the photos, it was him, I think, or it was him right next to General Colin Powell. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with General Colin Powell or not. But I was like kind of scanning through his photos, and it wasn't like the photos of him as like an adult. Oh, thank you, Linda. You're so sweet. Thank you for your donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It wasn't like I didn't see, it wasn't his photos as an adult, like as the probably the general, like we all know. It was like a younger version of him. And this is like odd, okay? Because in the younger photo of him, he actually looks almost like, how do I say it? Caucasian. Like he looks like he's white Caucasian in like the younger photos of him, which is like really confusing. And I'm not trying to turn this into something racial, but it was a little confusing. And then it's like he has energies of the adult version of him in him, but I recognize like another energy in him that's around me, like currently around me. And it really like tripped me up about who he was. Like, I don't know if in that younger version photo of him, if that's like somebody else, like if it was like a cloned version of him. Like I don't know who it was. Like I'm like, is that really him or is that somebody else? Like I don't know. There's just something that's off about what that was. So the other thing about this younger version photo of General Colin Powell is that he feels familiar to me. Like I was like, I know him. Older version of him photos, I don't know him. I don't know who that is. The younger version photo, I feel like I know him. And when I say I feel like I know him, I feel like he's an energy that's been around me through the military portals. Okay, like I know him, like I'm like around him a lot. And it's really kind of tripped me up. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's really tripping me up because it's like this is a person, the energy that I've been looking for a really long time because they're around me like every single day. They've been around me for years now. It's not like, 1 day, 2 day, 1 month at a time, 2 months at a time. I'm talking like this guy's been around me for years. Okay. So this is really tripping me up. So I feel that I know the younger version of General Colin Powell. Like I know him. So then now I have a logical brain that's going, is this really General Colin Powell that I've actually been around? Or is this a son of his or something like that? Is this a son that we don't know existed? Because I looked up his biological son and he doesn't feel like the person that again, the energy of the younger version of Colin Powell. So then I'm like, does Colin Powell have a son? Is this something else going on with him? Then I started to ask my cards, is General Colin Powell a gray alien? Is he a gray alien? So when I read on, is he a gray alien, I got the sun flew out. And that to me usually means a yes, that he's a gray. So then I think, okay, that's a possibility. I know that there's weird stuff within our military where they turn people into grays. I know I was around grays from the US military. Like I know that. I was around them around 2022 or 2023. I was accidentally rescuing grays that were turned into gray aliens in the 1960s through the military portals, which I thought, at the time, I was really confused and messed up by all of it, but I didn't know what to do with them. I just started saying prayers for them to go to the light. I was trying to figure out who they were. I was trying to figure out how old they were. And so then I was like, okay, I guess like he could possibly have been one of those grays from the 60s that I was kind of interacting with in some way. I saw what they did to those military soldiers. I saw they're saying the job involved with them. So I guess this is probably like my introduction to the military. No, I wouldn't say this is my introduction. This is after a whole other slew of stuff. This is probably about a year, maybe after I was in the military portals, I was thrown in. I was shown how they became Greys, what they did with these soldiers who were very innocent, by the way. They were very innocent Americans. They took them somewhere, I don't know if it was in the middle of the country. They kind of feel like they were out in like the Midwest maybe or somewhere out there. They essentially took a group of them, and it feels like they wanted to do this experimentation with an alien. They forced them to sacrifice themselves in some way. They did a really dark ritual on them, and then they essentially like turned them into a Grey, okay, into an alien. And from what I gathered, they had to keep it under wraps. They kept them away from humanity, like they weren't allowed near us. It was something where they had almost like their own lives. I'm getting chills on this. It was kind of like some insight into how creepy we are, you know, as a country. I definitely was like, these poor guys. Again, they showed me these men or these soldiers at almost still in their original like age, almost like, I don't know if they aged. I'm trying to think if they aged. I could see them both young and old. Some of their voices sounded older, okay? Like they were in their freaking, 80s or something like that at this state. But they also could see them as like their younger selves. Like I could see them in the 60s, like in their 20s. Like I could see that version of them and what they did to them. So it just feels like they were, I guess, I don't know. They were turned into Greys. Now, I don't know if they had a lot of contact with their family. I don't know if they kept them in Antarctica. There was something I had seen going kind of viral on social media around some U.S. military facility in Antarctica. And they showed like that we had this amazing cafeteria. They showed how huge it was. But the cafeteria was like completely empty and there was no food at all, like in this cafeteria. And then it was kind of like this joke that the Greys like don't like eat real food. So like they don't really need people to tend to their cafeteria because they don't eat. It was like something like that. So I don't know. So I asked if General Colin Powell was a Grey, and it came out that he was a Grey. So now I'm like, am I around? I know I've been around the Greys. I rescued quite a bit of them. A lot of them went to the light and didn't know they could even go to the light. I know I rescued like a good chunk of them. But then there were other ones that I don't think I was like successful enough in rescuing. So I question if General Colin Powell is one of those Greys and that I'm interacting maybe with the younger version of him, that I like that they converted at that age. So I'm around the younger version of General Colin Powell and he's still in some way trapped in like another dimension, or he's like around me. So there's something around that that's going on. There's other things coming up around this situation now with our country. The other things that are coming up is that our country went under attack, okay? It went under attack. I've shared a lot of this intel on Patreon. You're more than welcome to go to Patreon, check out more of my content over there. And then I try to upload just as good a quality content to here as well. I'm just trying to get content anywhere I can to get the right information to the right people. But the other thing is that our country went under attack. From what I gather, it's been under attack since the 2016 election, but it fully was getting infiltrated in terms of the post office being overthrown. That happened in 2020 under the mob boss DeJoy. Okay, so DeJoy overthrew the post office. That was his job. He was postmaster general. Okay. So he overthrew the post office in 2020. So our country was already under attack at that point. That's the stuff they never told us. Okay. That's the stuff, like, they're cutting out my earpiece right now. So they didn't tell us that the country was already under attack. Joe Biden was put in place as a safety belt, they're saying right now, because he was already an elected vice president. Now, Obama could not serve past 8 years consecutively by law. So he was put in place by, I guess, some form of our intelligence to help get the country back under control. But it was already under attack at this point in time. So the 2020 election was almost like a staged event as well in some way. And they got him in. They showed that there would be a transfer of power, but it was not a true transfer of power. Okay. So I went under attack physically through AI, through alien technologies, through some type of dark military. I don't know if it, I believe it was connected to NASA and Gina Haspel. I believe she headed up the operations against me. There were other operations against me in coordination with Russian oligarchs. Okay. One of the oligarchs is Oleg Deripaska and the Manhattan Feds. Okay. They were a big part of the operations against me. And they started putting some kind of a head thing around me, around my head, to measure my head, and I would feel this thing coming on and off of me. That every time I would read on that. Now, just to back this up, I'm highly psychic and gifted at this point in time, which is a lot of how I got into this situation in the first place. I was able to clear energies. I was able to figure out stuff. I was able to use those abilities to figure stuff out. And then on top of that, I was also in some way being used as a federal agent, okay, to get out messages to the channel, to get out messages of commands, okay, out, because we were under attack already. And so I had a lot of intel already on my channel and in my audiences. And then I also was starting to get intel, I think, in my ears as well. Like they put in earpieces on me. But in the same interim, I was also going under attack by Vladimir Putin. I was going under attack by these other dark ops, okay, dark operations who wanted to infiltrate me biologically. So we were already in like a serious war by the time 2021 is rolling around. Now, 2020, 2021 is the heart of COVID-19, and that is all part of the warfare on our country. And they never really tie that together with the overtaking of our country. They never tie in COVID-19. But COVID-19 was like a full-blown operation, okay? That was a bioweapon operation, and it was carried out by Stanford, okay? Stanford is like the #1 school that was behind the bioweapon of COVID-19. It directly ties back to his regime. Now, I don't know if this, I don't know if this directly ties in, but I was researching Gina Haspel yesterday, and I've researched her a bunch, but I don't know why it didn't hit me until yesterday. But she went to, I believe it was her. She went to Stanford when I was looking her up. So I thought, is she part of the bioweapon? Is she the one? Because she, from what I gather, she was heading up all the dark operations. So I have the 7 of Swords coming in around her. Now, I read all the time on Gina. I read all the time. I used to joke about Gina and Martin. I used to do Gina. Like, I would do funny crap about Gina on my channel. I didn't think that Gina was really watching me until I saw her in my TV. And then I thought, oh, she's watching me for sure. So I definitely, whatever that was, she was definitely on me. Okay, and I know that. And then, but then she physically got got near me by the time 2023 rolled around. She was on me. She was on me. Like physically had operations on me by that time. So she's a part of all of Donald Trump's dark operations still to this freaking day. Okay. And he's still using the same exact people from his first cabinet that he is today. They're the same ones. Kellyanne Conway, he's still using her. He's still using Eric Prince. He's still using his generals. He's still using, the same freaking people. All right now. And, it's a really big situation that's pretty much underway. So back to 2021 when they physically attacked me with a weapon system, that's thrown into the military portals or whatever this fucking hell is, Intel hell, whatever they were creating. And I believe that was being done through the Lucy project in NASA. So I believe I was part of the Lucy project. I don't know if it was that same year, maybe it was the end of that year or the beginning of the next year. I felt that I was getting these spiritual encounters with General Colin Powell. Okay. So General Colin Powell, I kept hearing it repeat over and over again. Like it was like incessantly repeating. Now, I don't know if I'm getting visitations from gray aliens, but I did see grays. I did see them in my third eye. I kept seeing them around me. I'd be sleeping and I'd be woken up by a gray and I was like, what do you want? I don't know what you want from me. So I'm not sure if it is like the gray alien version of General Colin Powell or our country's under attack and it's like a backup, safety belt, again, that's coming up again, version of our country's under attack and I'm now getting visited by like the safety net version of that, which is the freaking grays, okay? Which is like the General Colin Powell grays from the 60s. I don't know what this is, but it's an urgency that comes in and it's coming around. Like it's incessantly like he's there. I have to get a message out. It is General Colin Powell. And you better get on your camera and start filming and channel his message. So the message that I'm getting from him, now you can check my content. I have a video of him up. I have 2 channel sessions with General Colin Powell at this exact time. Now I find out yesterday that he died from COVID-19. Now I didn't know that. I didn't know that information, that's what took his life. I thought he died from brain cancer. That's when I had checked in the last time, I thought it was a form of cancer. Now I'm checking in with his Wikipedia and it's saying that he died of COVID-19. I don't know if that's real or if that's made up. He died in September of the same year that I went under attack, okay? So, no, wait, I'm sorry. November, it said, November 2021. I went under attack right after I got my second vaccine. It was right around that time frame that something did hook up to me. I don't know if it was the vaccine or if they just gave me, I don't know if it's the vaccine I even got. Who knows what happened to me, okay? I'm being attacked by the fucking dark state CIA. So I don't know if it's the same like vaccine that everybody else got. Maybe I might have gotten something else. Like I might have been given something totally different. Like knowing me, they probably set it up that I would be getting like some special, AI gummy yummy version of a vaccine that was going to do something else to me. I don't even know. I don't know what happened to me. But something hooked up to me right around that time. So I got my second vaccine around the end of August 2021, and I was attacked right after that, around August into September timeframe. That's the attack on me physically. Biologically, that's when I was attacked. And something hooked up to me that was foreign, okay? Now, Colin Powell apparently dies right around this time frame. It's within several months of me getting something hooked up to my ear, okay? And I just rewatched the channel session with him. So the channel session with him is interesting. He opens the channel session with, "We will destroy your kingdom," something like along those lines, like, "We will destroy your kingdom." And then there's people commenting and saying, "Oh, I think it's about the aliens. I think it's about aliens, like, wanting to destroy us." And then other people are saying, "I think it's the Saudis, like, because that's how they refer to their kingdom, is the Saudis or something." And so he goes, I'm getting chills on the Saudis. So then I'm like, I don't know what is going on right now. So now I'm thinking I'm channeling General Colin Powell. Now I'm wondering, I'm thinking I'm near him now. I might be near the gray alien version of Colin Powell for a long time now. Now I'm thinking, this is a whole other situation going on, because I find him in his gray alien state in his earlier years, which I don't know what age that photo was from. And I'm thinking, I'm around this guy a lot. I channeled him in 2021 when our country was under attack. I'm being visited by gray aliens. I'm in some crazy military portal, and I'm directly connected to NASA. I'm thinking something else is going on now. So I have the card coming up is Temperance coming through with a Three of Swords reverse coming in around that. I don't know if I can really interpret that. It's coming in as something like with like mental health coming through, mental health. So maybe that's how they're gonna play it off, is that it's a mental health disorder right now, and that's what it is. But I'm telling you, it's something else. It's something connected to alien tech and NASA. So maybe they're gonna cover it up as mental health, okay? And maybe that's how that's how this group is going to move. Because I was getting a lot of messages around Action T4, and Action T4 is what essentially I think is what's tied specifically to schizophrenia. It's right at the time frame that they said that schizophrenia was about hearing voices, and then they essentially put all these people into mental health facilities, and they were the first operation to be killed, okay, by the Nazis. It was Action T4. So that's what I think that their plan was, is to basically try and get people to think they're sick. I think that's what Havana syndrome was Action T4. I think it was like the US military version of Action T4, or the Russian military version of it, the Trump version of it, and that they wanted to get people sick and put into facilities, and then that would be their first freaking hits. Okay, so maybe that's what Havana syndrome was, essentially, was to make everyone think they have these mental health issues, but it's actually AI and technologies and full-blown operations. Now, I just did a whole reading on the schizophrenia labs that I came in contact with that were located at the military industrial complex. These were underground, I'm hearing Russian operations that I came in full contact with. These were people that have swipe keys, okay, that they wear like around, like they have them connected to them, to their freaking shirts. It's like the swipe keys that go in. These are people that would have high ranking military security clearances. They're swiping into these facilities and swiping out, that are fully a part of schizophrenia operations to drive us fucking crazy. They talk in your ear around the clock, and they have to. Like, it's like mandatory that they drive you freaking crazy. That is one of the operations. I have more of that information on my Patreon. I might release it later to the channel. But these operations are so freaking dark that Trump and his military were a part of. They're still really dark. they're still going on underground. They're still working around the clock, okay, with these operations. And as I stated before, I just checked in to find the certain codes because I'm looking for codes. And I find that Putin, I get into Putin's codes. I can find all of his codes to humanity. And right next to Putin is General Mark Milley. Okay? So just so you guys know, if you're wondering if something weird is going on US soil and this spiritual warfare and this holy warfare and, you know, all this stuff is like, you know, people are experiencing all these weird symptoms and things like that. Just know that these are full-blown Russian coalition operations that are attacking us every single freaking day on US soil. So back to Colin Powell. I don't know. I'm still confused as to what the hell I was around with him. If that's actually him or if it's another version of him in some regard. I just want to see. Does Colin Powell have a different son under a different person? Does Colin Powell have a different son under a different person? Because it feels like he has another offspring, they're saying, where this person feels like they're connected to, they're saying the Rothschilds. It feels like they're connected to a royal family member in some way. It feels like he has another son that the public might not know about, okay? I have the Seven of Swords coming in around those messages. Like it's something underground. I have had interactions with somebody who is tied to him, and it feels like they're royal. It feels like they are royal family. I've seen them in at a castle location that is connected to England. I've seen them at a location that feels like it's directly tied to Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay. There's a whole like underbelly of operatives that I feel like we don't like know about. So in part of like the channeling session with Colin Powell, they're trying to make me sound like a Valley girl right now and really stupid. The operations the channeling session with General Colin Powell was that he overlooked and oversaw things that he is not like proud about and that he was a part of the executive branches being compromised. He mentioned that there were people that didn't have like the best intention for our country that were part of an underground, deep-seated group of military. He felt very like responsible in some way for this. He also did serve under George W. during 9/11. Just to note, a lot of people did say that's probably what it is. I have the Twin Towers coming up right now. There's the towers right here. But it feels like it's something even more underground. I feel that whatever happened to me in 2021, I got put into whatever that is. I think I was around that group, the group that like is not really working for the best for our country. I feel like I have found who they are. I could easily pick them out of a lineup. Like I could pick them up out of a lineup. Feels like they're trying to get them protected right now. I know what they look like. If I were to see them, I would know who they are. But I think that he might have another son that they're using underground in some way as an operative directly connected to Texas and George W. Bush's camp right now. And it feels like they're tied into the Rothschilds and they're tied into England, I guess, or he's tied into England. He is some kind of a dark operative. He's definitely dark. He drives me crazy. Like whoever this person is, did my thing cut out? Nobody's commenting anymore. Maybe it cut out on me. Oh well. It feels like this is the underbelly that he's talking about. So I don't know if he's referring to his own offspring in some way as the problem because he did something he wasn't supposed to do. You know, I've had references to the Dark Fleet like come up, but I don't know if this is necessarily like the Dark Fleet. But it feels like it's connected to an underbelly dark military operation. So let me just see if there's other messages around this operation in some way. I just feel like it's just stuff that we're not like aware of right now. As a country, that there's an underbelly operation that's working against us, like really hurting people, like really hurting us underground. His son, it feels like they keep saying the Queen. I know that there were reports that General Colin Powell had some kind of ties to Princess Diana. I don't, like, he has like ancient ancestry that is tied in some way to royal blood or royal family. Something's wrong with my channel though, because nobody's commenting anymore. So they must have cut out the freaking broadcast in some way. Or maybe it wasn't a real broadcast. There's only 39 people on here. Can you guys let me know if you're still here? It's only one person, I am the warrior, that's commenting. I'm gonna check in with the channel and see what they did to my channel. Let's see, we have the Empress coming through and Moonchild. Okay, so there's certain people that are still here. I don't know if this is like a planted audience or not. So it looks like energetically it's a roundabout audience. It's circling through as like only around like 20 people. So I don't think it's a real audience. It feels like it's being like blocked in some way. It looks like it's a small audience that circles around. So anyway, let me see what else is going on. All right, so let me just see if there's anything else, that any other messages around this like underbelly group that is hurting us energetically. Four of Cups coming through. Other messages around me getting messages out. I'm calling in to clear the broadcast since they're cutting it in and out. And it looks like I'm gonna lose battery on this. Let me see. Okay, it feels like it's clearing up right now. Let me just get my charger. Oy, 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 oy. I'm thinking. Oh, that's gonna be hard to do. I wonder if I go upstairs. No. Freaking cow is behind me. let me like, all right. Well, I'm sorry, it's crooked. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it straighter right now. All right, let me check back in with the broadcast and see where it's at. The numbers are going back up now. Let me see. They like pigeonholed the broadcast in some way, and it looks like it's trying to clear out right now. So let me see if I should just, I don't know if I should start over or just keep it as is. All right, this is how they're controlling people and their audiences, and this is how they're doing it. Still a controlled audience now. They controlled it again. All right, I'm gonna just probably just gonna end the broadcast. And the Provost case has been investigating the Royals. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. Knowing everything I know about, are you talking about the Hilton case? All right, let me see. All right, let me see. Should I start the broadcast over? Oh, the Pope. Oh my gosh. So, the Pope is like a whole other sitch right now with JD Vance and everything. It's like the whole thing is just like a fucking mess, dude. Let me see if my broadcast is even real. I don't think it's even like a real broadcast right now. It's coming in at 60 heads, so it still seems like it's controlled in some way. So I'm going to just end the broadcast here. Thanks for all the controlled audience and viewers for watching. I really appreciate it. If there's anyone real that made it in, you're lucky, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.